What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends? This is Coach E on behalf of Perfect Time Fitness and Meal Prep. We are accepting new clients on both sides. Now, on that personal training side, we are located at Fit Circuit. That is 22141 Rockside Road, Bedford Heights, Ohio, 44146. Now, we do offer one-on-one personal training, group training, one-on-one boxing cardio class. That is noon every Saturday, sports-specific training, and weight loss. On that meal side, we do offer personalized meal prep, catering, charcuterie boards, fresh fruit and vegetable juicing. Now, for us to get in touch with you and for you to get in touch with us, reach out to us on www.perfecttimefitness.com and sign up for those things previously mentioned. We are waiting to hear from you and can't wait to hear from you. Thanks for reaching out in advance. Peace.
Break.
That's me opening the door, welcoming everybody to another episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons with your boy Coach E, brought to you by Perfect Time Fitness, local neighborhood high school football coach, local neighborhood high school basketball coach, local neighborhood high school track coach. Also, most importantly, Co-CEOL Presidente at Perfect Time Fitness and the Meal Prep, head trainer at Perfect Time The Fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, download this podcast wherever you get your podcast. Listen to it on the go if you're at home. Or you can also watch this on your phone, because I know your phone got YouTube, smartphone stuff, 2024. Go ahead, Coach E, YouTube channel. Watch these episodes. Tell us what you like. Email the show at gameforallseasons@gmail.com. Let us know what you want. Let us know what you like. Let us know what was funny so we can keep doing it. Now, got that out of the way. Business to attend to. Got two assistant coaches, left and the right-hand side. Left-hand side, the Guardian Zen is back 2 weeks in a row. He must be happy because of the Kansas City win streak. What up, Zen?
You mean Kansas City losing streak? That's
I'm
what
talking about the wins we got out there. I said it wrong. My bad, brother.
Okay. Look, I said, hey, it worked last week. We went from being tied for first place to now we got a 3-game lead, three and a half game lead now. So I was like, I'm gonna keep wearing it to the end of the season. I'm like, hey, this is the good luck charm right here. We gonna ride this thing on into the playoffs. So, but that aside, look, Hud.
Yeah.
We got to talk about this this choice of outfit of one Coach E, man. Look, his team get his first victory this last week. He don't know how to act.
He done pulled out the mothballs. And like I said, like he got on a 707 jersey.
I'm still impressed you can still fit that thing, man. That's what I'm impressed by, that you can wear your high school jersey still. I know. Ain't nowhere in the world.
But can he fit shoulder pads underneath it? That's the question. Can he fit a pair of shoulder pads under there?
No chance. Zero chance, sir. Because that's what I was telling Sharon when I put it on. She was like, is that your real game jersey? I was like, yeah. But they had to add a little stitching at the bottom right here because it was too short when I put my pads on, because they outlawed the crop tops, so they sewed a couple extra inches at the bottom just to make so I can tuck it in my pants. But yeah, no pads is fitting under this joint. It's over.
A belly shirt.
For real. And what made you choose 43 of all the numbers?
Because I still had to be eligible, because I played running back, I played tight end, and I played D-line. So you got to have a certain number so you could be eligible to receive or carry the ball.
How about 44? Like John Riggins or something. Like who's 43?
Yeah.
No,
That's
Chuck
no
had 44. Chuck was
Oh,
44. I was 43. Channel UAB. You know what I'm saying?
I get it now.
Hey,
crappy programming, man. That's all I know 43 to be about, man. Come on, man. You got to
Hey,
come up
look.
with something better.
I knew two
Hey.
things I could guarantee on Channel 43. At 11 o'clock, I could watch Sanford and Son, and at 11:30, Benny Hill.
Yeah,
Benny
that
Hill.
Benny
Oh,
Hill
man.
music is classic.
Oh my God.
Well, what's good, fellas?
Them Guardians getting back on the schneid. That's what's good. Keep doing
Hey,
it,
man.
Guardians. On
They
the
was scary.
right hand side, I got. Wait a minute. That's not B Sizzle. That's D Huddle. What up, D Huddle?
What's going on, fellas? I'm so happy to be here this evening with you guys and get an opportunity to chop it up with y'all once again and be a part of the shenanigans and hijinks that is Game for All Seasons.
Yes, sir.
Boy,
Yes, sir. Yes,
you said,
yes.
you
Hey.
said that like an astute young man.
All right. So we got Hood on the podcast filling in for our boy, Mr. Taboo Timmons. But I crafted this question with him in mind. Since we but Hood, you fall right in line with this. Since we
Okay.
were all outside during the 90s, one of the podcasts that I look at, Higher Learning, he did a list of the top 10 beauties of the 90s. His top 3 was Halle Berry at number 1, of course. I said, hey, he weren't rocking the Bedford jersey. I tell him, man, that's the best thing Bedford ever produced right there, Halle Berry. The second
No argument there.
was Janet Jackson, and third was Nia Long. Fourth was Tyra Banks, and fifth was Naomi Campbell. The top 3 I'm cool with, fellas. I don't know. When it comes to mind as top beauties from the 90s, who comes to mind for you?
Not Naomi Campbell or Tyra Banks. Who put that list out again?
Van Lathan. He used to work for TMZ.
Oh, okay, yeah. He must have been into like that tall model type. Nah, that they didn't cut it for me.
So who was catching your eye back in the 90s?
That's a tough question, man. You got to ask me. You should have gave me a little time to think about it.
It's supposed to be off the dome right there.
Because it's
right
so
there in the
many.
heyday.
It's so many. I can't even think of none of their names, man. I know she was late 80s, but early 90s. Lisa's on top of my list from Lisa and Cold Jam. You know, she was the Puerto Rican princess. Before the Puerto Rican princess, she was the coldest thing walking.
Could take you home. Would you still be in love, baby?
I need you tonight. Yeah, but anyway.
Hey, I can name one for you, Hood. I already know.
Who?
You look like a Jasmine Guy type of dude.
Oh my God! Yes.
Real.
I know him.
Yeah.
What?
He looks like a Jasmine Guy. Yeah.
Jasmine Guy was cold. She has not aged well at all, but she was the coldest, man. Hey, look, I like Lisa Bonet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, Nia Long, she up there.
Yeah, that's why I say Nia Long at number, what was it, number 3 behind Janet and Halle. I could agree with that.
I'll put her over Janet. Just me personally.
I can't argue with it.
Yeah.
I couldn't argue with that. Man, I'm just thinking about the 90s. I'm just like, Regina King for me. I'm trying to think who else from the 90s. Old girl, I heard she hit Hard Times, but who I was really on, In the House. Y'all
I
remember
knew that's exactly. Show? Yeah, her last name was Campbell too. Her last name was Campbell or something, I think.
Yeah, Maya Campbell. Yeah.
He was cold.
That one right there.
Yeah. So ain't nobody gonna say Stacey Dash?
Oh.
Yeah, Stacey Dash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before she went crazy. Yeah, before she bugged out. Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah, but back in the 90s, you know, she was normal back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So I just had to throw that little icebreaker because I see Hood is out here rocking this Ohio State shirt, repping his Buckeyes.
That's right. That's
Big
right.
season ahead for y'all
Yeah.
fellas, man. Vegas
Mm-hmm.
got you and the Georgia Bulldogs favored to win it all right now. And y'all came out and y'all looked impressive in that first week win over my alma mater, the Akron Zips. I said we got a moral victory. We scored 6 points, so clap
Damn
it up.
kangaroos.
Yeah. That's what I'm happy for them.
I will
But
say that the Zips did look like they might be okay for the MAC. They didn't. I mean, they competed well with the Buckeyes, so they might do okay in the MAC.
I don't know, man. They lost that starting quarterback. Looked like he was constipated all night. You saw the way he was sitting there and the way he tried to run off the field. I was like, why do they still got him on the sideline? Clearly, he needs some X-rays or MRIs or something. My man couldn't even jog. It was hurting him so bad. Then he was sitting on the bench, just was like that. The rest of I'm like, why won't they take him in? Like, stop doing this to this kid. It was crazy. That was the weirdest thing ever. That trainer needs to have a talking to.
Indeed.
Yeah. But y'all did look impressive though.
Mm-hmm.
But the big conversation around y'all guys is the roster and how much y'all paid for the roster. So there's reports out there that y'all spent $20 million on this roster.
It's nothing, son.
But it's one thing that I noticed. I was like, are y'all gonna regret not ponying up a couple more million and getting that quarterback that looked oh so good in a Miami Hurricane uniform in his debut against the Florida Gators? Are y'all gonna regret not ponying up those extra millions to seal the deal and secure that championship? Because that looked like a championship quarterback right there when I was looking on the television screen.
Mm-hmm.
Or y'all believe in y'all boy Will Howard can get the job done?
I think he can. He's in a situation, man, where look, it's almost like Craig Krenzel back in the day. Just don't mess this up. You got great running backs behind you. You got receivers. Just get them the ball. You know what I mean? Just don't go out there and choke up and throw a bunch of interceptions, but get the ball to the playmaker. So I think Will Howard, he doesn't have to be the guy. He doesn't have to be Justin Fields or C.J. Stroud. You know what I mean? So I think he's good enough to get us where we need to be. And from what I saw Saturday, it was pretty accurate. You know, he kind of had a couple spurts, but for the most part, I was happy with what I saw, to be very honest with you.
And I'm going to go ahead and second that, Zen. I totally agree. He's actually good, though, because I'm not just getting hip to him now. I was watching him when he was in Kansas State, and he was actually, like, decent out there. And to be 6'5" and still run a 4.5, 4.6 for a white dude, that's good. And just compare him. He's a bigger, stronger, more athletic JT Barrett.
Yeah.
That's basically what he going to be. So just like Hud said, just don't mess it up. I think that's where we could have went wrong ponying up for Cam Ward. Don't get me wrong, Cam Ward is really good. But I think he would have been trying to do too much and trying to get like just extra stuff and trying to fit the ball in places where it really don't need to be fit in instead of tucking in and running and making the right quarterback decision. Not a me decision, but the best quarterback decision for the team. And Will Howard is a dude, he's just going to do that because that's what he used to, just because of him, the way he was playing at Kansas State and the way that he played, period. 18 for 22 for 223 and 3 touchdowns. It's not bad. I'll take that. And that was like after just getting used to game speed with the people that he's been practicing with, because with NIL, hell, they damn near need a preseason because unless it's like your regular team coming back. But all these dudes is brand new and you got to play like right now. So thank you, Kangaroos, for letting us get our preseason game in and our timing. But I think he's going to be good, man. He just can't mess up.
Yeah, I think they made a good decision with him. As long as he plays his role. As long as he plays his role, that's all we need him to do. And just but it would have been nice to have somebody like a Cam Ward. I think I agree with you, E. He was gonna come in. I'm gonna be the man. I got to be the show. We don't do that. we got enough showstoppers already. We need somebody
Definitely.
that's going to keep everything calm and cool and distribute the ball and make sure everybody is happy. You know, like a good point guard.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Price even.
Yeah. Doc Rivers.
With hair.
All right, now I hear what y'all saying. Y'all know I'm always gonna be the one to push back just a little bit. When I see a quarterback that y'all say he's a better JT Beard, all right, and JT Beard was all right. I'm just not sold on him. I think I think Cam Ward is what you need because I look back at last year. You kind of need. Is he on par with a JJ McCarthy?
Hell
Because
yeah.
that's what wins that's what won the title last year. So you say he's on par with that? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as far as like what running ability.
You know, JJ McCarthy definitely faster and more athletic, but he's not a slouch athletically. But JJ McCarthy won the national championship by what? Not messing up. He wasn't just like a guy that you game planned for. You game planned for that running game and everything else off of that. It wasn't like, hey, y'all, we got to stop JJ McCarthy or we're done. He wasn't that kind of guy. He just didn't mess up, and he used the weapons like they told him to use the weapons. He followed great directions. So he wasn't no like standout guy like that.
Okay. What was y'all first impressions of one Jeremiah Smith?
Man, that definitely
impressive one-hand catch.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't my first impression. I've been on that young boy for a minute.
Man, look, I think when he dropped the first one, right? The first one he threw to him. He dropped it. I was like, "Oh, this guy! Come on now!" I was like, "Come on, now. let's not." Yeah,
it was a tunnel screen. He saw how open it was. He was trying to be out.
But when it was said and done, man, he's that guy. He was everything, and I really don't think we've really scratched the surface with him. But that little bit that we saw Saturday, you could tell he's something special. He's different because he literally looked like he'd been out there. Like he's the veteran receiver for them. Like he's been out there for years because he was like their go-to guy. And I'm like, well, what about Ibuka and all those other guys? And it was like, no, I'm throwing it to him. And that's what they did. So I'm impressed.
I don't know. Stop me if I'm sounding too crazy, but the comparison that I have for him is kind of like a DK Metcalf, Marvin Harrison Jr. combo. You know what I'm saying? Is that can be pretty dangerous.
Okay. All right. Look. All right. We'll be talking about them Buckeyes. I know I had HUD on here, so I know I had to serve him up something about his Buckeyes to make sure.
I appreciate that. Because I've been waiting all year. I've been waiting. I can't wait.
We ain't gonna talk about the defense.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Please do. That was gonna be my closeout question. What else is there to get excited about with this team? We done mentioned Will Howard. We done mentioned Jeremiah Smith. Is there anything else that people should be looking out for?
Go ahead, E.
The defense as a whole. We finally got the guys back at every level. Because before, in those down years we've been having, we'll have like one guy on the D line. The two of y'all, JT, two of me out. Number 44. I struggle with that name. This is a long, hard name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. He was the only guy, like literally on the D line for a while. So it was kind of easy to take him out of the game. But now Jack Sawyer then got a lot of playing experience, and he's got a lot better. Then the 2 D tackles have gotten a lot better because they've been playing here and there a couple years before, and now it's their turn. Then we got good linebackers, even got a good secondary. So we really have the silver bullets might be back. You know when silver bullets is back, dude. That's some winning times back then, boy. Silver bullets. Denzel Burke looking good at corner. Igbinosun still got to show me a little bit more because he reminds me of a Okuda. Like, dude, just stop doing all that. Just play the damn game. He does a lot of antics. But if he can live up to the antics, go ahead. By all means, do all the antics you want to. But you got to show me first before I give you that pass.
Right. Yeah, that I think we've been doing well with these Denzels, man. We need to keep recruiting dudes named Denzel because they've been coming through in the clutch for us for a minute.
And hold on, I got one question for you, Zen. How did Caleb Downs look in the scarlet and gray compared to that horrible red wine Tide color?
Hold on. Whatever.
Caleb Downs,
the
baby.
Man before he gonna be the man. He was the man before. He's still the man. Ain't nothing gonna change with that. I know. Hey, we did that before for y'all. You know, Jameson Williams.
We gave y'all Jameson Williams. We gave y'all him. He was cool. We didn't need him.
And we made that a first round draft pick for you. Thank you. You know. Well, I shouldn't say thank you. I should say you're welcome. Nah, y'all stole Caleb from us though. If Nick was still there, Caleb would still be at Alabama. If Nick was still there, he wasn't leaving. He wasn't. There was no way in the world he was leaving. If Nick was there, but
Nick wasn't going to pony up. They weren't going to pony up that money to keep him.
Yeah, he was going to be out.
He was going to be out.
Yeah. Nah. Everybody, when you got something like that, you going to pony it up. It's just he wasn't going to mess around and find out what this new coach, I don't even know, is going to do at Alabama. So we'll see. But
I saw him in a recent interview, and he was saying that this is the best brotherhood he's ever been a part of, including Alabama.
Yes, I wasn't going to bring it up. I wasn't going to bring it up.
That's that talk that you got to give to the media. We
okay.
Know that talk. Yeah, I don't buy that. You know, that's that. Just running his mouth just to say something. You know.
Okay.
Got to give him something. But nah. He enjoyed every bit of going to the playoffs. And dang it, if we'd have just won that game against Michigan, if Coach E didn't jinx my Alabama Crimson Tide by picking them, talking about it was going to be a blowout, man, that was the kiss of death. But that's neither here nor there.
The Coach E jinx.
Yes. It was done for, man.
I don't believe in such a thing.
But I do want to touch on a couple other things in college football real quick. So the other favorite was the Georgia Bulldogs, and they handedly handled the once mighty Clemson Tigers. And ever since Trevor Lawrence left Clemson, Clemson has been on a down spiral, and they have not yet recovered. And part of it is their offense. They refuse to move ahead in the times when it comes to their offense. Their offense is still stagnant. And Dabo Swinney refuses to mess with the transfer portal, an option that he could use. He is one that's want to stand firm in that, and he want to stay in his old school ways when it comes to that. So I just wanted to know how much longer in mediocrity you think Clemson is going to be able to afford to maintain this philosophy. And two, do you think he's going to break down and adjust to the new day? Or is he just going to have to go ahead and give it up and walk away like Nick Saban did like last season? And he understood, hey, NIL was a little too much. This new era, hey, it's taking our top coaches by the wayside. It did it in college basketball. Are we starting to see this in college football now?
Yeah, they definitely, Swinney don't have to catch up with what's going on because the alumni and trustees or whoever, they're not going to go for this much longer, because although Clemson is more of a recent kind of dynasty type school, they're not like a blue blood football program, but they've been pretty good for about the last, 10 years or so. Yeah. They are used to a certain standard now. And if you're not going to play the game like everybody else is playing it and you letting it pass you by, they're going to wind up moving him out of there, because they're still at the position where they can get top-notch guys if they want to. But they got to use that transfer portal, man. That's just, it's just a no-brainer now. You got to use it, and you got to pony up whatever money you got. I know the alumni there got deep pockets, so you're gonna have to start using them because, like you said, the old school ways are out. And like you said, if you can't cut it, you need to go ahead and sit down with Coach K and sit down with Coach Saban and sit down with all them other old school coaches and watch the show from now on, because this is where it's going. This is where it's going.
Yeah, I got the perfect answer to that. 10.8.
Coach.
If Dabo like 10.8, he better hurry up and change, or that 10.8 gonna turn real quick to 0. Get your ass fired immediately. Mm-hmm. That's why the offense looking like that, Zen. You can't run no good offense nowadays without the guys. And where are the guys? In the portal. So if you want to be stubborn and not get the guys out of the portal, your 10.8 gonna go to 0.8, and your wife gonna leave you too, because the money's gone.
You got a lot to lose,
baby. A lot to lose. His parking spot, his desk, his woman, the dog, everything's leaving.
And side note, I heard you mention Birkin. So you know the what's that country dude that's got this song talking about my baby want a Birkin. She been telling me all night long. Gasoline,
I ain't hip to that.
Groceries. Oh man, it's a country song. Whoever listened to this, they know what I'm talking about. So I've been listening to that song or whatever, and then I do you know how much them Birkin bags cost? I know they talk about it in rap songs. But
it's a whole lot of damn money. It's a couple $100,000 if you get the right one.
Man, I saw the cheap end was like 30. I was like, good God.
30,000.
Yes.
What you carrying bricks of gold in them motherfuckers?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, what? I was like, hold on.
So I'm looking right now. Hermes Birkin bag, $187,195.
I remember when you was doing something buying your girl a Coach purse, boy. Look at
right, exactly. Saving up all your little checks and whatnot. Like I could put a month worth of checks. I can get her a nice Coach bag. Nice.
Not anymore.
Right. Yes, not anymore. Oh man. Mm-hmm. All right. That was a side note. But you made an interesting point, Coach E, about the transfer portal. Now, is there a such thing? Goodness. And that I'm just like sad, it looked it looked nice, but it ain't 100. I don't nah.
And that felt like a clutch too. That John Little. It ain't even no purse where you could take to the movie theater and sneak your snacks in.
Mm-hmm.
It better come with a refrigerator in that mother.
But you made a mention about the transfer portal, and I wondered if there's a such thing as over relying on the transfer portal. And the reason I say this is we all sat and watched the Colorado's first game. So as we know, Coach Prime in his 2 seasons at Colorado has relied heavily on the transfer portal. This season, he's got 42 players, and which is tops in the FBS. Now, I understand we trying to, as Coach E loves to tell me, we in a microwave society. But we, after looking at it, the same thing, I saw some of the same tendencies from last season carry over into this season that I thought was going to be improved by going to get those dogs that Prime, would reference that he would go and get. And I still didn't quite see it. And I'm wondering, is there something to player development, actually maintaining, having that player stick around and you coaching up and developing? Do we need to do more of that to actually groom a dog instead of trying to go out there trying to find that dog through these transfer portals from these players that didn't want to stick around at their old school? Because I don't know if this microwave technique is going to work. Yeah, I want to
You
get
want
your
that one
thoughts
first,
on that.
Hud?
Sure. So I think it kind of goes back, and I might be stepping on your toes a little bit, E, but like you kind of said earlier, if I'm not mistaken, you still got to have time to gel. When you getting all these people together from different schools and they ain't been around each other, um, you still got to get them to learn how to play with each other. And like you said, Zen, they still got to develop. You still got to coach. Let's just be clear. You got to still coach. And you might get this 5-star guy to come in and transfer in, but you still got to coach them up and make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. And maybe Coach Prime is maybe his staff just ain't coaching them up like he would like them to be coached up, And maybe by game 3 or 4 or 5, they'll have a little bit more cohesiveness. But the portal, it's not the answer to everything, but it can get you some of those guys in there that you could build something around. But it's not going to take you from the outhouse to the penthouse, basically. It's going to still take time and it's still going to take work to get those guys going where you want them to go.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of that. It's similar to what you're saying, Hud, but the way I see it, we all know it's Coach Prime. We all know it's Colorado, and he's doing what he has to do to get that program relevant again. And he's trying to make it even more relevant than the other big places or just on the same level. Because if you think about it, yeah, the portal's awesome, but it's really not deep. So if the guys that's like at the top of the portal are already getting snatched up by the O States, the Alabamas, the other schools like that, it's really not a lot of depth after that for the other schools to go and get those guys. But like I said, kids do want to play for Prime, but they also do want to play for the O States and the Alabamas and the things like that, the LSUs, the USC now, and just big names like that because they know it's a chance of winning. Don't get me wrong. We all know they're not winning a national championship in Colorado. They're not even going to be close enough to sniff a national championship. So he's trying to build it so at least he can get a couple of them dogs, just a couple. And the discrepancies I think you're talking about is on the defensive side, Zen, especially with the D line.
Yeah.
The D line portal is just not deep enough for him to get like those top notch guys. He still might have some 5 stars, but those 5 stars aren't the other 5 stars that the schools I just keep naming, the Bamas, the O States, and things like that. Those are not the same guys. So he has to settle for those other 5 stars and try to get them. And then that's where what Hud was talking about. The coaching still has to come in because they're not the top notch guys that's just already ready for that moment and ready to be in that spot and just gonna go in there and kill. So you have to coach those guys up and teach them the things that they never had to learn because of their talent or whatever, and wherever they coming from, they probably never got coached up to that way that you want them to do it. So it's ups and downs to the portal. Prime just stuck in that middle. He trying to get the top guys, but a lot of them is already gone. Now, skill wise, offensively, he good. He's set. Like they nice.
Passing wise, yes, but they're gonna
Yeah,
need to
that's what
run
I'm
the
talking
ball,
about.
man. They're gonna need to run
So
the ball.
Hayden from O State, I like him, but that's just the time. The whole O line is new again too, so they got to get that together. And Hayden got to find his rhythm. They throw a lot, dude. So if Shador is throwing 45 times a game, that takes his carries down to what, 15, 10, and he's splitting time with other guys, so it might not even be 15, 10. So it's going to be hard for those backs to get a rhythm in a game like that where Shador is just bombing that joint every play. Don't get me wrong, it looked good, but a running game is probably going to be null and void just because of that.
Yeah. You got a situation where he's one of the top quarterbacks in the nation.
Yeah.
You got one of the best receivers in the nation with Hunter. And the Horn Jr. guy's pretty damn good too.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to get them dudes the ball. And so while you got them, you got to use them. Because I don't know what's coming behind Shador, but
Yeah.
so
Them cats had like 10 catches apiece. That's 20 right there, just on the
mm-hmm.
catches. Like that's not even including targets, but that's
Right.
20 passes right there alone, just between them two.
But 23 carries, 49 yards. how far can you get?
That was
But
a
I'm saying,
stat line. That was a stat line for that game.
yeah, but that's as a whole. That's not even one guy. So all
Right.
those guys have to try and do their thing off of 10 carries a piece. That's not even 10 carries a piece. If you're going 3 deep at running back and they only had 23 carries, that ain't shit, man. Like, they're going to have to try to make a commitment to the run just to get a freaking vibe going with them dudes. Or let's just say maybe this is another coaching point, Hood. Maybe that was the game plan versus North Dakota State
Right.
to just air it out because they knew they didn't have the athletes to run and check these guys. So maybe now with the Nebraska, they might try to run or they might try and air it out. It's just game to game plan situation. So, but they definitely going to have to go somewhere with the run 100%. That's vital.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Nah, that was our college football. Since we had Hood, I know I could wheel and deal in a college football real quick.
Yeah,
good dealing, sir. Good dealing.
And listen, I got to tell you, man, this is the most favorite hated time of the year for me. I'm excited because it's college football season, but then I'm also mad because it's time for me to go back to work and summer vacation is over. So I don't know how I'm so conflicted right now. I'll be like, yay on Saturdays, and then Monday I'm like, damn, it's some bullshit. I'm back at work. Oh my God. So this is a tough time for me, fellas. Tough. Just bear with me.
I feel you. All right. But you said Saturdays, but you also get a Sunday too. And now this Sunday starts the Browns.
That's true.
So, yeah. So let's talk about the Browns. Now, the Browns did do something interesting, and I want to get your thoughts on. They made a move where they restructured Deshaun Watson's salary for this season and made a bunch of the money, turned it into a signing bonus. And
55.
that freed up $35 million in cap space and $65 million total. And when I saw the news, I immediately texted the fellas like, "Hey, that mean Brandon Ayuk on the way then. There's no way."
Same thing, yeah.
I'm like, but then Ayuk re-signs with the 49ers, and then Adam Schefter is talking about, hey, Cleveland was always offering more money than San Francisco. So I was like, well, that makes sense. I always say you got to pay the Cleveland tax if you want to get a big-time player. So you got to pony up a little bit extra money for him to come to Cleveland. Right. So I'm like, and he still went back to San Francisco. So I was wondering, why free up that money? Because that could potentially hurt you, because doing that just raises Deshaun Watson's cap number for next season. So I'm like, why make that move? I love Andrew Berry. I affectionately call him Barack O'Berry, because he's coming and give us hope, So, I'm like, but this move, I'm like, why are we freeing up this much money right before the season starts? And I'm like, is this going to potentially come back to backfire against us down the road, when we could have had that money already freed up if we'd have just went on ahead and paid Deshaun that money this season?
Go ahead, Eddie.
Oh, yeah. So the way I heard it and the way I understand it is for future references. So it's to ensure that Deshaun is going to be the guy through 2026, because the way that contract is set up, there's no way you can move him. And it also is going to open up money down the road once we get these first round draft picks back and we can get more guys in here free agency wise or re-sign key guys, because let's just look at the payroll, fellas. We got a lot of $100 million guys. And Miles is about to come back up in a minute. Denzel could possibly come back up in a minute. You got to pay Emerson. You might have to pay Delpit again, or Thornhill, or hell, Amari. You probably going to let Amari go anyway, and then that money will come off the books. You probably going to let Conklin walk. That money going to come off the books. You might even let Jed go. That money might come off the books. So they're just trying to get out ahead of the problem and solve it now and just free up some money for the future. That's the way the Browns insider I heard explain it.
Okay.
I'm glad you explained it because I was like, I don't know what they're doing. I thought, like I said, I thought they was doing it for a move for right now. Like trying to
Yes.
bring in somebody that we didn't know about or Ayuk, and if it didn't work out, then they had somebody else, that we might not have been thinking about that was going to come in. So I didn't really think about the future ramifications of what they were doing. But the way you broke it down, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Really
so
does.
that's what they were saying, just like you said,
Okay.
Zen. That cap hit of Deshaun is going to be big, but you can still move around it. If they wouldn't have done that now, that cap hit would have been even bigger, and it would have been harder to move around it. So he figured he'd just get it out the way now, and has them agreed, because once they do that, he has to write that check like that night. So he agreed to do that and give them the free will to do whatever. He just trusting Andrew, pretty much. That's what's going on.
Now, I will say this about old Jimmy Haslam. That man, he don't have problems trusting brothers. That's one thing I can say. Since he's been the owner. Look, we done had 3 black GMs? Barry is like the third one. We had Ray Farmer, we've had Sashi Brown, and now we got him. I'm like, man, hey, he might be crooked with the whole Flying J stuff that happened. But he all right in my books when it come down to it, man.
Oh, my bad. I thought
like,
you was talking about cricket like Brad Sellers.
Brad Sellers. Wait a minute. What Brad Sellers do?
Oh my God.
News to me. Wait a minute. What happened? Because he talking Warrensville.
Warrensville's
so
finest. Right, he'd hit you in the heart now. He'd hit you in the heart, Zen.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Did I miss something? Did something come across the news line?
Oh, he's 100% indicted.
100%.
Oh yeah, money. My man been taking some monies.
But you know what, man? I ain't gonna even sit here and lie. It don't surprise me one bit. I ain't gonna lie, because me and my brother, we was talking about that same thing. Like some of the moves that's been being made in Warrensville is like, man, it sounds like Brad might be taking some of this money. Dang, you saying that? Dang, he's been indicted. Wow. Yeah, I can't wait to talk to my brother about that one. All right. All right, you got your little jab in. I'll come back, man. I'm gonna find Fletcher Berger did something.
He did do something. He got fired. He's out of there. Fletcher ain't there no more.
There you go.
Dang, man, I'm missing all the local news, man.
Oh yeah, Fletch gone. My man Phil in the business.
Phil Stevens. Former Warrensville Heights High School athletic director.
All right, that's what I was about to say, Zen. He one of us now.
What? Oh man.
Yeah, Phil in the hot seat now.
And my brother.
Yeah, right.
All right. Look, and it was just funny you threw that up. I just learned that Chris Broussard is a Kappa as well too, and I was like,
oh yeah.
Hey, you know what? Real talk. On a side note, I watched Chris Broussard play basketball at Oberlin when we was in college at the same time, and it was him and another guy named Deshaun Banks. It was like the light-skinned brothers had taken over Oberlin. They had like 4 dudes that all looked like Chris Broussard. They all looked like him, and they was all dunking from the free throw line. They used to come to Allegheny, and we would get excited, like Oberlin coming to town. Who cares about Oberlin? But other than that, when the basketball team was coming to town, we was like, man, we about to see these dudes jump all over the place, boy. Everybody looking like El DeBarge up in there, boy. It's going to be a great time. And we had a great time watching it. We would call the plays like run Oklahoma, because they would call the play, throw alley-oop, Broussard to catch it, boom. We'd be like, run that again.
Oklahoma, is it?
Yes. Yeah, run Oklahoma again. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. But you know what, fellas, we do got to talk about these Browns and give these folks a little preview. I'm missing Mr. Taboo Timmons right here, but I'm gonna try to break down this schedule into quarters, and y'all we're gonna try to do this record like we did the last time and see what we come up with. All right, so starting off the season, the first quarter, we got Dallas at home, then we go to Jacksonville, then we got the New York Giants at home, and then we go to Las Vegas. So that's our first quarter. All right. Out of that, what is going to be our record this season?
3-1.
I mean,
3-1.
3-1 to start.
I echo that. I was gonna say somewhere we gonna trick one of them off just cause.
Yeah,
We really shouldn't, but that's just always how it go.
I think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, what y'all think of this opening matchup against the Cowboys? That's
the one I put down as a loss, to be honest.
Really?
I did. Yeah.
So I got it the other way around. I got us beating the Cowboys, but then losing to Jacksonville just because we was on a high and traveling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't. So that can happen too. That can happen too. But I don't know the Dallas situation. They so unpredictable.
But if we was in Dallas, I would totally feel you. But just like we was talking about last episode, Zen, that home defense last year was lights out. But then the road defense last year was lights on. Motel 6.
Lights on.
Lights on.
Everybody can see. Come on through.
Yeah.
Light on for you.
And we did. 38 points to the Indianapolis Colts. Unbelievable.
Hey, part of the reason Gardner Minshew was a Pro Bowl quarterback last season.
Right.
Performances like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 3-1. So we off to a good start. All right, so our second quarter is going to be at Washington, at Philadelphia, then at home against the Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens, and the LA Chargers. All right, so those 5 games, what are we looking like right there?
3-2.
I would say, God dog, boy, get out my head and face. and this is going to surprise you, the two. I think it'll be that Cincinnati and Baltimore that we lose. I think we're going to beat the Eagles, but the Cincinnati will probably get their first win against us in a very long time, and then we're going to be against Baltimore. You know how we always come out against Baltimore the first time. So those are the two that I'm picking them to lose.
I got Baltimore or Philly.
Oh, okay.
Those two. Yeah.
Baltimore and Philly. Okay. All right. We looking good now. We looking.
So we
real
6-3 right now, right?
Yeah, we 6-3. All right. We look. A lot of people is not predicting us to make the playoffs. So y'all got us trending in a whole different direction. All right. So our next quarter.
Optimism.
Yeah, we got some optimism here. All right, so next quarter we go to New Orleans. Then we come back home to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then we go on the road to play the Denver Broncos. And then we're back on the road again to play the Pittsburgh Steelers the second time in 4 weeks. What do you got on those?
3-1.
Losing to the Broncos for some reason. We can't play there. I don't understand it. I just don't.
It's Monday Night Football game too. So okay.
It's just something about that place, man.
I got us losing to the Steelers. We just can't beat them 2 games in a row. I don't know why. I chose to think that we are just trying to change something up. Right. I said we'll beat them once. We ain't gonna beat them twice in a year. We just can't. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. All right. So now
that's
9-4.
9-4. Okay.
9-4. Okay. All right. Look. So coming down, backstretch. This is where it gets real interesting. Home against the Kansas City Chiefs. Then we go on the road to Cincinnati Bengals. Then we come back home for the Miami Dolphins. And then we go on the road for the Baltimore Ravens. That's how we close things out. Not an easy stretch right there. Well, how you see us finishing out those last 4 games?
2-2.
2-2.
I was going 3-1 because I feel we're gonna win in Baltimore and repay them for beating us here. The Dolphins not worried about in December in Cleveland, but of course you already know how I feel about the Chiefs, the chefs. They're gonna come in here and do us dirty. Homecoming for Trav.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is where we finally split. So Hood got us 2-2. So that's gonna take us to 11-6. You, Coachy, is gonna have us at 12-5.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. That's a division title record right there. E.
Yes, it is. But this is the way. That was the last one, the Baltimore last game, right?
Yep.
So this is my reasoning for that record. Just really think about everything we had to go through last year, and we still was 11-5. I mean, 11-6. Sorry, we were still 11-6 with all them quarterbacks rotating, all them injuries we had. If Deshaun just does the Will Howard and just doesn't mess up, how can we not be 12-5 if we had to go through all of that and be 11-6? That's just my reasoning and my thought process behind that. Because he just has to be good. Like, I'm not asking him to be great, throw for 5,000 yards, have 50 touchdowns. 3,800 yards to 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 picks. I think that's an awesome year. And I think that can get us to 12-5.
How likely is that, Coach Hud? How likely? From what you've seen, how likely will that be the scenario?
The numbers that he just put out, I think those are attainable by Deshaun Watson. Like I said, he's not going to be the guy that he was once upon a time, but if he can come out there and put those numbers, I think he can do it. He can do that. I'm
Yeah,
kind of worried about what this run game going to look like. I don't know who our star running, who's
absolutely.
our best running back, who's the guy.
By
Well, we know it's
default,
Chubb.
Ford,
I mean, but Chubb ain't going to be back until
week
when?
5.
October? And he ain't gonna be the same guy he was right now. He won't if he ever gets back to where he was, it won't be till next
Oh, yeah,
year.
I agree.
Yeah.
But he could still be, better than the
Mhm.
other guys that we have because
Yeah.
he's
He will
definitely
be.
that with one leg.
He
no,
will
we,
definitely be that. Even look,
yeah,
70% of Nick Chubb, or old Nick Chubb, will definitely be better than what we had behind him. That's for sure.
yeah, man.
But because of
I,
that, let me ask you this. Because of that, do you think they're going to put more pressure on Deshaun Watson to pass the ball more?
Absolutely. They already are. Just
Mm.
because Stefanski's calling the plays. And for the past tenure of Stefanski on this show, I always come on here talking about, damn it, he didn't run enough. Damn it, he throwing the ball. Damn it, he keep throwing. So I
Run
think
the
it's going to
ball,
be
Kevin.
much of the same. So, and like I told them last week, I wish Dorsey was calling the plays because I think he has a better feel dealing with Josh Allen, and they're kind of similar players. Kevin, he really can't like get that kind of feel because he's not that kind of guy, like quarterback wise. He's never really had to call an offense for that kind of guy. So that's the
Hmm.
part I'm wondering. Like, man, why is Dorsey even here? They're not even going to let him call the plays. So, are we really using him to his strengths?
Hmm.
yeah, and that I do wonder because the best players under Kevin Stefanski, the players, the quarterbacks that had the most success, Kirk Cousins and Joe Flacco last year. You know, other than that,
There ain't
yeah.
no Jimmy Walker.
Who was Jimmy Walker?
PJ Walker.
Oh, PJ Walker.
Dynamite.
Oh man. Yeah. All right. All right. So we got that going on for us. So y'all don't see a fall off. If, let's say, because it happens every year, this would be a big stride for the Browns because this will be consistency. We talking back to back playoff years, and I should look this up. Like, when was the last time we've been to the playoffs in back to back years? I don't. What, the Bernie Kosar era? Like,
Yeah, got to be.
yeah, yeah. So this would be a huge step going forward. But if things were to be the typical Brownses, you know, it, and we had to suffer the setback, what would you think would be the reason why we wouldn't make the playoffs this year? What could actually go wrong for us in this upcoming season to where we got the talent, but it's the NFL, and so things change all the time.
It's the same thing that bites us every year. Injuries.
Yep.
Injuries to key people that we're depending on, like Conklin and Wills and Chubb and Watson. People like injuries is what always it's with any team, obviously, but with the Browns as of late, it's killed us. Just injuries to the wrong people.
I second that 100%. Injuries is always it. Other than that, we should be cool.
Right.
Okay.
And I just looked it up, seeing we haven't made the playoffs in consecutive years ever. I'm going all the way down to 90. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's 88, 89. 88, 89.
Yeah.
It stopped at 90. I had to hit another button. My bad.
That would be a big landmark if we can actually do that. So, we're banking on Mike Tomlin for the first time getting a losing record, so we won't finish last. That's what we're banking on, because his quarterback play, if he's able to manage to get a winning record out of this quarterback play that he got going on right here, man, salute to him. There's no stopping that man. but we think we won't finish in last because of that. Now it's about Baltimore and Cincinnati, and are we getting 3 again out of the AFC North? Or
we could. We definitely could with us, Baltimore and Cincy.
But the crazy part, we come in third place. We still make the playoffs, most likely.
Right.
in third place in our own little division, we still can make the playoffs.
Wild card style.
Yep.
We could, but there's a lot of the AFC is so stacked. You look at the AFC East, they could have 3 teams: the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Buffalo Bills. They could get 3 in themselves. You look at the AFC South, everybody is expecting a huge year out of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think Trevor Lawrence is going to forever be a mediocre quarterback? And that could
actually, I do.
You do? Oh, man, that's a change of pace for you. You used to love old Goldilocks.
Sunshine.
I really never loved Sunshine just because of the Clemson Old State days. For one, he should have been out of the game when we hit him on that play, and then the guy that hit him ended up getting ejected out of the game, and that's what turned that whole damn game around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So I didn't like him ever since then. He screwed us.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, all right, okay. But then you got in the AFC West, you got, of course, Kansas City. People are expecting a turnaround from the LA Chargers because Jim Harbaugh is there. He typically turns things around. I'm like, it's just so deep. Like, man, and who knows? Somebody is going to surprise, because it never fails. Somebody is going to surprise this season, just like the Texans surprised last season. Somebody's going to be the Texans this year that we not accounting for. So
I know this is a little off right here, guys. I know we talking AFC, but my surprise is the Bears.
Everybody's picking up the Bears because of Caleb Williams. I want to actually go to Soldier Field to catch a game before they shut that thing down. That's what I on my little quick bucket list to try to accomplish. But all right, let's wrap on this one though, fellas. You touched on the NFC. Let's go ahead. Who do y'all have going to the Super Bowl? Last season, I have to ask this because last season, Coach E predicted it correctly. He picked the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. Although he had the San Francisco 49ers winning it, he came in and did a mea culpa about right before the Super Bowl and said, hey, Kansas City gonna win. So I give him props on seeing the error of his ways. So this season, are we going 2 for 2? Are you gonna snatch I want to be on here because I was like, man, I wanted the battle for Morpheus to be on this podcast, but we're not getting the battle of Morpheus. And so,
right.
But you can snatch the crown from him. Can you predict 2 seasons in a row the Super Bowl matchup?
Absolutely. Very confident in this. Kansas City and Green Bay.
Oh, what? I was going to say Green Bay.
Yep, that's what I got. That is what I got. Kansas City and Green Bay. But I got a 3-peat for the boys. Until somebody beats this guy, why would I pick against him? Like, it makes no sense for me to do that. So until somebody beats Patty and puts Patty in his place, I'm going to continue to choose Patty. It's just elementary, my dear Watson.
Well, like I said, I was going to go with Green Bay.
Liar.
My pick, but it's okay. I got a backup plan. And I'm going to stay in the NFC Central. Was it Central, if I'm not mistaken? And I'm going to go with the Lions, man. The Lions going to be tough. The Lions going to be tough this year. They was that close last year, and I think they're going to kick the door in this year, if not Green Bay. I ain't got San Fran in my mix this year, though.
Yeah, no, There's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. So you mark this down. Detroit or Green Bay.
Oh, it's on wax, son.
Yeah, it's on wax.
Sir. On that note, fellas, yes, we'll come back to it, and we'll have you back. You know where you scheduled in for your next appointment. So,
hey, see you in November.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll see you right after Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving. I'm ready to rock.
Making Charles crown this motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. All right, I hear that sound. So you know what that means. Good pod. Hud, appreciate you jumping on, man. Look, you was a great fill-in, brother.
Hey, man, I'm so glad. I'm glad I was here, man. I appreciate every opportunity I get to be on here with you guys, man, and speak my truth and my piece, and I just have a great time every time, man. I really do. All
right. Hey, Coach E.
Yeah, Guardians in.
You got a post-game word for the people.
Don't they? All right, ladies and gentlemen, got around, taking all eyes on me. Today's word is...
Hold up. He went Spanish, but he went the wrong Spanish. He went donde. That's like, where.
Where?
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, wait, no. You said where? You supposed to have a word, man. You don't supposed to know where. We shouldn't be asking where. You supposed to have it, man.
Look. The people that are listening to this that know the donde, they understand the donde. Hood understands the donde.
I do. Yeah. I get it.
Okay, my bad. I wasn't part of the inside joke. All
right. Oh, my goodness.
Today's word is... No, you good, brother. Today's word is, who you taking with you? I sense some success in somebody's life that's listening real soon. I sense somebody going to the next level, whoever's listening, real soon. I really sense that in my spirit. But the question is, who you going to take with you? Is it going to be the person that's been with you from day one, helping you plan this thing? Or is it going to be somebody that you let get in at the last minute? And sure enough, they will try to alter your plan because it's going to be trying to be about them. So who you going to take with you in your success? Make the right choice and your success will last even longer than you could ever think. If you make the wrong choice, your success will be short-lived. So who you bringing with you?
All right, let's go.
Win on me, win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win! It sounds so sweet. Huddy Hud, thank you for coming to another episode. And I want to thank the people for listening to another episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons. We had fun. We made great predictions. We all know whose predictions going to be right, but we'll let it play out and come back to this episode and then decipher at the end. With that being said, see you next week.
Right.
Thank you for tuning in to Game for All Seasons with Coach E. Remember to hit the like or subscribe button on Coach E's YouTube channel. To listen on the go, download wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure to follow Coach E on Instagram, X, and TikTok at BigF216. Contact us at www.perfecttimefitness.com for one-on-one or group training sessions. Our theme music provided by Mr. Taboo Timmons on SoundCloud at Mr. Taboo Timmons. Once again, thanks for listening and see you next week.